going to make a short video explaining how to do the Chapter 6, Section 5 assignment, which is a Sketchpad file. The first one says to graph this linear inequality and shade the solution area by drawing line segments in the solution region. First of all, if this had just said y equals negative x, we could use the graphing tools in Sketchpad to graph that line. So I'm going to pretend that it said that. I'm going to go to Graph, Plot New Function, and I'm going to type in the part after the equal sign. It does have to be solved for y first, but then it's just negative x after that. And then I hit OK. So that is the line y equals negative x. Now, I almost want that, so I'm going to delete this one here. I don't want the to be equal, I want it to be less than. If it had just said less than without the or equal to part, the line underneath it, then I would want this line to be dashed, which I would do by selecting it and going to Display Line Style Dashed. I don't, you can't quite see that, but since it is less than or equal to, I'll leave it as a solid line, but now I have to shade. You can use the marker tool, but shade a little bit more than just a scribble. And if it's less than, it's going to be the area underneath. The other way you can do shading, I'm going to delete that, it's kind of messy. The other way that you can do shading is by drawing line segments. You can just pick up some of these and show that you would want this region shaded. Whoops, that one's too far over. Just underneath and on this side. So those are the shading for that problem. And that's it for that problem then. I'm going to do another one. This one is greater than 3x plus 1. So if I had y equals 3x plus 1, then I could use the Sketchpad tools and graph it. So if I could graph this by hand, this line that is drawn right now is not correct though, then you would have, oops, I undid my, let me delete this line. If I did it by hand, the y-intercept is at 1, so I'd put a point at 1, and then the slope is from there, rise 3 and over 1. So my line is going to go through those 2 points. It would be easier, though, to just go graph, plot new function, and type in the 3x plus 1. So it goes through those points pretty much. My points were a little bit off. Now I also need this to be greater than, not greater than or equal to, just greater than. So in this one, I want to change that line. So I go to Display Line Style and then change it to a dashed line. Now it shows that the points on the line would not be a solution. Also, because it's greater than, I need to shade above. So you can either use the marker tool or you can draw line segments to show that you would shade above the graph. There is a way to use this thing. You would like draw, see, it's kind of cool, like that. That's, oops, got my last point there. There. So that is a really nice way of showing shading. It's slightly off. It should go all the way to the line, but then it would be hard to see it was a dashed line. Okay, so that's how you're going to do all of these problems. You're going to either graph them correctly with slope intercept method, or else, like this one would be at -4, and then the slope is up 1 over 1. Oops, that point is stuck to the line, so I have to start over. Or else you can just go to graph, plot new function, and then type in the part after the, in this case, inequality sign. And then if it is a less than or a greater than, then you need to change your line to a dashed. And then you have to shade the correct area. If it's y is on the left side, then the shaded region for less than is below. If y is on the left side, then greater than would be above. So shade the correct region. On the 6.6 assignment, which I have open somewhere, hold on a second. Is this 6.6? Yeah, this is 6.6. On this one, you are going to be graphing 2 lines at the same time. So let me delete this line. So this one, unless you're really good at graphing lines, you certainly would probably want to use the tools in Sketchpad like the graph, plot new function. So my first one is going to be y. I'm going to graph y equals 2x minus 1. And then I'll just modify that to show y is less than 2x minus 1. If it was less than, I need to change it to a dashed line. That's important. Don't skip it. And then I need to shade in below. Maybe I'll use this cool function here. Make my polygon shaped shading. Then you'll be able to see the how they overlap the regions. Okay, so there's, oops, come on, I'm done. Okay, and then the other one is y is greater than 2. Y is greater than 2 is a horizontal line going through at y equals 2. Right there. Now it's greater than, I need to change it to a dashed line, line style dashed, and this time I'm going to shade above that line. Oh, it's pink too. I wanted a different color. I wonder how I change that. You can, though, see that the overlapping region is where the dark pink is, but I was going to, come on, I'm done with that. I wonder how I could change that. I'm going to go to display color and see if I can change it. Nope. I have to select it first, I guess. Display color. There, now you can tell better. So I've got the blue and the pink, and overlapping is this, well, it's still blue. Whatever. Anyway, you can see that the overlapping region is up here above above and to the right. Okay, so that's how you would do that one. Now, you also could do these problems using an online calculator called Desmos. At desmos.com, there's a graphing calculator that will let you enter in less than and greater than signs. So if I wanted y is less than negative x, there's a less than sign already here. My negative key, negative, is that negative? Yep, and it shades it for you. And if you want a new one, because you have two of them to graph, let's say that this one is y is greater than or equal to, I don't know, 2. That also is shaded, and you can see the overlapping region. You can click to hide the keypad to see more of your graph if you need to. You can zoom in and out with your mouse. You can move it around. Oops, that's not how you move it around. You can move it around like this. I put a point on there. If you're asked to find a point that is in the solution area, you can just click to make a point, I think. Why did that point go there? Okay, maybe you can't. I know how you can click. You can put a point in there by actually just typing it in. Like one point would be -6, because I think there was a question where you had to say a solution. Oops. My number pad wasn't on. -6. It's still not on. Maybe I can't use the number pad on my computer. Okay, let's try that again. -6, comma 4, I think is what I was going to do. And it puts a point there. See it there? So that's a point that would be a solution because it's where the two shadings overlap. Those are the solutions in the systems of inequalities. To take a screenshot of this, you have to do it the way your computer does. I have Snagit, or you can get Jing that will take a screenshot for you. I can't show you that right now because I'm running the video, which is the same program. But however you can get a screenshot, you can also just go like either function print screen or control alt print screen, however your computer, it's a little bit different for different computers. But then you can take a screenshot of this, you can paste it into the assignment or into a Word document in order to turn it in. So it's a pretty cool program, but Sketchpad works as well. So either one works, just figure it out the best for you and find a way to get your assignment completed. All right, thanks very much. This was a little longer than I meant, but have a great